Celtics, called by Marv Albert, Chris Webber, and Allie LaForce. And later, we'll bring you the Blazers and the Nuggets. While here inside Atlanta's Studio J, it's TNT NBA Tip-Off presented by Auto Trader. Ernie Johnson, Chales Barkley, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. So a lot of what you guys were saying the other night kind of got the attention of some folks in Philly. Let's go to It's Easy, presented by Auto Trader, and look at the line for Joel Embiid in the win over the Nuggets the other night when he had 22 points, 8 out of 18 from the floor, played 31 minutes. And you guys assessed his performance, which included this circus shot and his reaction to it. And what you had to say about Joel Embiid and his approach to the game resonated with him.
We're not criticizing. We're telling you, you could be great. You ain't playing hard enough. 22 ain't enough to get you to the next level. You want to be great or you want to be good? If you want to be good, keep getting 22 points. You want to be great? Give me 28. Give me 30. You want to be great? Watch Giannis Antetokounmpo, whatever his name is. He wants to be great.
No question. Freak.
When I'm playing against Karl Malone, Kevin McHale, Larry Bird, guys who are great power forwards, my antenna is up. I want to let them know, like, no, I'm the best power forward. No, I'm the best power forward. No, I'm the best power forward. And tonight you saw these two centers who are both elite, and neither one of them, like, no, I want you to know I'm the best center.
He's the best player at his position to be good. He has to be great, and that's the sizzle. And it showed tonight. We remember the shake more than anything he did on the court.
I do think that's right. I think I need to, be more aggressive. Just look to impose myself. Just look to dominate. I think the whole season I haven't done that, and then you can see the ways affected my efficiency and my stats. So, I guess I need to go back to having fun and just dominate. And but I get what they're saying, and I think they're right, and I got to make a change.
Put that response in a time capsule right there, because rarely do you get that kind of a personal assessment by Joel Embiid of something that you guys have said, because a lot of times, oh, come on, those guys went back when they played. But this was.
It's true. It's funny, but no one said
it was a great day for me today because, I've been on TV for 19 years. I've never said anything about a player that was personal. And I know Shaq and Kenny, one of the reasons I love doing this show, you got guys who do hot takes on other shows. Like, I want to help all these guys be great players. The turning point in my career, I went to Moses Malone, who I call Dad, the most important person in my basketball career. I said, Moses, why am I not getting to play? He says, you fat and you lazy. And I said, what? He said, you're fat and you're lazy. And I says, so we sit down. He said, Charles, you weigh 292 pounds. You can't play basketball in NBA at 292 pounds. Now, I could have went like today's generation and said, he's just an old man, get off my lawn. But I had to go home and think about that. And I went up to his apartment that night. He says, let's lose 10 pounds. So I went to 290, 280, 270, 260, 250. But when older guys tell you something, it ain't always trying to get off my lawn.
Yes.
And as I said, Joel Embiid is a good player. It's time for him to be a great player.
I watch a lot of shows, no disrespect to other shows. This show and probably the other NBA show is the only one that can say certain things that we say. So I don't like the word criticism. We don't talk about people. We're just giving you answers to the tests. When it comes to being a great big man, I know what I'm talking about. When it comes to being a great big man, Chales Barkley knows what he's talking about. When it comes to, being a great other, Kenny knows what he's talking about. So I'm not worried about his response. Our job is to critique and tell you what you're doing wrong. The reason why we jump on him, because we see something in him that maybe he doesn't see himself. We see Akeem, we see David Robinson, we see a little Duncan, because we've seen flashes of that before. So if you're going to give us flashes, we know you have it in you. So if you got it in you, it's hard being great. I'm telling you, it's hard averaging 28. It's hard being great.
But let me say one thing. I wonder, and I've said this publicly, and I'm not just saying this now, who on that team is Moses Malone?
Should be Al Horford.
It should, but this is his first year there.
First year there.
And first of all, he doesn't have that type of personality. Al Horford's a nice guy. But, you played on the team. What's that one guy who you play with like?
I used to be that guy.
So,
yeah.
Brian Shaw for me.
Brian, yeah. But I think overall, Joel shouldn't listen to everyone. He should listen to and I'm not tooting our horn, what we're saying, only because we're never going to question his passion. We can't measure that. We're never going to question his thought process. We can't see that. But we can see that he can get to positions on the floor that he's not getting and point those out. When Shaq says he got 7 points a quarter, this is how he did it. When Charles said he got 22 rebounds, this is how he did it. I've been around in the league long enough. I know what it looked like. I know what it looks like. I've been in the locker room with Jordan. I've been in the locker room with Akeem Olajuwon. I know what it looks like. Player of the year, college basketball, high school, all that. Yeah, I know what it looks like. So I hear other people critique him, and they say, "Oh, you went 0 for 11. What do you do? You're passionate." No, that's wrong. He went 0 for 11 because he didn't seal his man and get position every single time like he normally did last year. That's the difference between what we say, tooting our horn, and anybody else.
So we heard his response to what y'all had to say. Now, what will his response on the floor be tonight? Will there be a noticeable difference in your mind in his approach to the game?
I think it will. And, Chuck always makes this point. When you're playing against teams that you could possibly see in the playoff or teams that have another big man, you got to let them know that you're coming. So, they're going to see Boston in the playoffs at some point. So he needs to come out, send a message, let the world know, you know what, those guys are right, guys are wrong, whatever, but they want me to be more dominant. Here I am tonight.
And one of the major points you were making the other night, Charles, was that when you're in a matchup with another guy at your position who is revered as one of the best in the business, like Jokic was, but tonight personal. You got Daniel Tice tonight.
No. Actually, tonight.
Kill him too.
Tonight he should say, "Wait, y'all putting this guy on me?"
Yeah. Yes.
It's
right.
I want to ask you.
You're right.
This is the difference what we saw with Joel Embiid.
You're right.
All right? Yeah. I'm on defense. Charles Barkley's there. Yeah. When Charles is like, "I'm just going to be good tonight," and I do this, he stays. Now, when he says, "I'm going to be great," when I do this, you see he moves me.
Right.
He's not allowing me to move him and stay in that position. Right.
But
I'm watching
Ernie,
Joel Embiid.
You're right, Chuck.
But let me tell you something.
You're right, Chuck.
Let me tell you something. They insulted me putting Daniel Tice on me. That's like, no, this dude can't guard me. I'm one of the best players in the world. This Tice kid's a nice kid. He's a hard-working dude. But you're supposed to be the best big man in the game. You got to kill him.
How many is he getting tonight?
31.
I say 20, anything over 20.
Stephanie, ready? We've got Kenny the Jet Smith here.
Hey.
Ready for you this time.
Down there. Oh, you got the long run.
Long arm.
Steve Smith.
7-footer.
No relation.
Yeah,
7-footer. Stop bragging.
I'm used to working with Ro Parrish.
Shots fired.
Jeremy.
And Channing Frye down at the
How
end.
you know me and Kenny not no relation? How you know that?
Because we've talked about this before. You say it every time.
Brothers from another
And that's
planet.
good. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this graphic. We talk a little bit about Al Horford. And this is what he was doing in Boston as opposed to Philly. Numbers look very similar. Last season versus this season. What do you guys think?
That's Al's game, but I will say some numbers I saw that Kevin Cottrell gave me. Channing and also Kenny. He's averaging 20, 6, 50, and 40. And then that's with Embiid, without Embiid. With Embiid, he's 11, 6, 47, 34. The same amount of minutes. But
Speaking of Joel Embiid, I'm going to let Channing and Kenny comment on that too, but I'm glad you brought Joel Embiid up because Joel Embiid had this to say about Al Horford.
He's been a good vet, and he's been around for a while. So, to have all kind of talks with him has been great.
What's been the biggest thing that you kind of take away from being around Al that maybe you didn't know about him before he was your teammate?
Nothing really. I've always felt like he was a quiet dude and, professional, and I still had that same feeling.
Have you thought much about what tonight might be like for him? What type of reception you could get?
I think he should get a great reception. I think he did an excellent job for Boston, for the whole city, but you never know what to expect with fans.
Is he the type of guy who lets on much that coming back would mean something to him, or is he pretty?
You can't tell. He's just quiet. We're smiling, and you can't really tell. But I hope he gets a great reception, and and I hope we get the win.
All right, well, that was this morning at shoot-around.
It seemed like